Hi, Facebook Live, and welcome back. Well, it has been a whirlwind, and I do hope that I find you addressing you in a good space. If it's not a good space, a space of healing, a space of reflection. And as we said in a previous thread, whether you felt that justice prevailed or not, whether your candidate was voted in or not, we hope that you will join Venus and I as we welcome the new administrations into our office, and we do support the results. So although we did not win, we want to thank each and every one of our 1,109 people who did vote for us. I can't even begin to tell you how thrilled at the turnout for us. This campaign was truly grassroots, and I'm just filled. And part of Venus and I, we had a self-care plan that we wanted to do at the end of the elections. And there's so much buzz and things, but part of our campaign is we want to do things differently. And we want to hear what the pulse of the people are saying. And we just felt that we should be quiet this time because there's been so much upheaval. So I want to again encourage you to find those spaces, to treat yourself well for the rest of the week as we work through what Martin Luther King Jr. would have said are jangling discord, and turn it into that beautiful symphony of brother and sisterhood. So with that said, if you haven't known yet, I am a woman of faith. And for me, I have to first thank God, the creator. And I always thank God for the breath of life every time I get up in this morning. And I want to thank God for my family, for Samuel Davis III, my amazing, supportive husband, who has been integral a part of this campaign. Although you may not have seen him, he's been the camera operator, he's been the driver, he's been so many wonderful things for me and this campaign. I want to thank Thomas and Lisa Johnson. These are Venus's amazing parents, for their support and for being so wonderfully accommodating with their daughter. And certainly Tavid, I want to thank you. That's Venus's little brother. And of course, I couldn't go any further without thanking Venus Johnson, the Venus Johnson. And I will be turning it over to her in a moment so she can give her thank yous as well. But there are some shout outs that I do want to give. One is to my lovely neighbor, Tom, for giving me beautiful, yummy flowers. And, you know, he's part of the people that do our local food exchange. So we will be hearing about, listen, we're not going away, y'all. This is just the beginning. We're doing things differently. We're feeling the space, and we want to be here for Oceanside. So this Facebook will continue to be up. It will be up when it concerns things about Oceanside. We won't be here as often. If you want to hear more about what I'm doing, what I'm up to, you can certainly log on to my public page, which is Kellie Davis. And that's something that, you know, we'll put a post later where you can go and find out more about me and what I'm up to. But this is specifically going to be for Oceanside and the surrounding areas as we move through. A couple of shout outs that I do want to give while I'm thanking people. I want to thank the Bartlett family, the whole entire family. This particular family always seem to be on the front lines and always supporting people that they feel good inside. And to have a family like that to support me from day one, I just want to say and acknowledge that family out loud. I also want to acknowledge Heather Conklin. I want to acknowledge Lisanne Basquiat and Tamina from Hair Hub, Carlsbad. These are a group of women that have constantly been supportive of me. I want to thank the first people that endorsed me, which is Timothy and Pearl Ethel Henderson. Those are my parents. Oh gosh, I want to thank you, Mom and Dad. I was going to put up a video of them endorsing me, but I just decided to keep it private. You know, some things I thought they were so yummy. And I do want to thank my extended family. I want to thank the whole entire Davis clan. That's Samuel Davis Jr., that's Rosa Davis, that's Ron, that's Sean, that's Monique, that's Jamal and Jarrell. I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to take this Davis name, and I hope I did justice by that name. So during this period as we move through, we just ask that you all continue to be good with yourself and to take those moments of deciding how you would like to move forward. I do want to say that I truly do want to thank some of my fellow candidates, well, all of them that have been in this race. I completely want to wish Ryan Kime the very best as he represents our district. And I met Ryan Kime before I ran, and I just want to say that I hope that he continues to move in a way that will be open to listen to different ideas. Ryan Kime and I may not have, see everything the same way, but I really like to think that he will move forward and with Oceanside in mind and really commit himself to bringing people together. I want to thank Sherry Mackin. She reached out to me in this campaign, and I want to say thank you for reaching out to me. Amber Newman, you reached out to me. I want to thank Amber Newman for her willingness to want to extend an olive branch. So I'm very grateful to have met these people. And David Zernick, yes, he was running for District 3. He gave me such a warm welcome on our first forum at KOCT, and he had nice things to say. And David, we certainly wish you well as you move forward. I do want to thank some of the other candidates like Rob Howard. Rob Howard, from the beginning of our campaign, was reached out to us, and I thought that was very, very nice of him to do so. And this is not to say the other candidates didn't want to or whatever happened. I just want to acknowledge that those people that really did take the time to look at our campaign and say, did you want some help? How about you come over here? How about this? And so I really think it's important that we as a community, that we acknowledge that our current leadership, that we support the current leadership, and that we give these people an opportunity. Like I said, don't know how similar I am with Ryan and what he visions for Oceanside, but I'm willing to have an open mind and an open heart. Yes, we can hold them accountable, but let's see this differently. Let's imagine that. What would it look like to support the current administration and how we can work together? Let's look for ways that they're actually doing things to benefit our community instead of looking at all the things that they're doing wrong. I would like to do that, because if I was elected for District 3, I would want someone to look at it with a more open heart and saying, okay, Kelly, let's see you do it, instead of, let's see what she's gonna do. No. Unfold your arms. Let's embrace Ryan Kime. Let's embrace Esther Sanchez, and let's embrace Peter Weiss. I do want to give a shout out to Morgan McCrae, who also reached out to our campaign. I think she ran a lovely campaign, and I am really looking forward to building those relationships. I wish I could go on and tell you how many people I want to thank and how grateful that I am. I think it's really important for me to be a kind of voice that talks about harmony. Like I said in a post before today, I was, people voted for me were various different political parties. I had people who supported me that were libertarian, people who supported me who were independent, people who supported me that were Democrats, people who supported me, yes, that were Republicans. And the thing is, these are our community members. And as Venus and I like to coin this term, we talking about political orchestration. We are all here in District 3, and we have to find the things that we do agree on. And I really would like to think that everybody has the greatest good of Oceanside in mind. Call me starry-eyed, call me visionary, but I have to be the voice of saying, you know what, y'all? None of us are getting off this planet alive. The saying goes, you don't pick your parents or your neighbors. So these are our neighbors, and the community has spoken. So let's give this administration a chance. Monday, we're going to be back again, and we're going to be talking a little bit about voting. One of the things Venus and I noticed, and I don't want to give any figures right now because I was a little disheartened in seeing that we had a certain amount of registered voters in Oceanside District 3, and not a lot of those voters even turned out. And those are the ones that are registered. We have this is the biggest district in Oceanside. And what I would like to do, and I believe Venus is also aligned with me, is talk about voter turnout for next time. I plan on running again. I'm not sure what office yet, probably would be District 3, but I want to make sure that there is a candidate in place that I can vote for. I need a candidate to do at least what I have done on this campaign or more. And yes, that is about social equity and diversity. We had people of different religions. We had people, like I said, of different political parties. We had people of different gender identities. We had people that were Black and white and red and yellow and brown. You know, we might have had some green people for all I know. But we had such a yummy array of people that supported us in our campaign. And I like to think that it's because of the heart of this campaign. You can vote on policies, you can vote on issues, but for me, I need someone in there that I feel that has a sound mind. So I'm looking forward to supporting this administration locally, on the state level, and nationally, really feeling into that space. So steps from here. On our campaign trail, we are first going to do a little check-in with Venus Johnson. And this check-in, we did not rehearse this. We knew we were going to do a Facebook Live, and we said, you know what? Let's just check in online with each other and see how we are feeling and see what resources that we can give to the community that might not be feeling so So before I do that, Venus, please share the NAMI helpline and the website. And they're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And she's going to post the website, the number, and the email. And what NAMI is an organization that works with mental health services and behavioral health issues. Now, this doesn't mean, I think there's a stigma that when you talk about behavioral health and mental health, you know, you go, well, I'm not crazy. I'd like to invite you to look at this differently. That I hear that, and perhaps calling a number anonymously and being able to bring out all of what is going on inside you out, they might be able to direct you to it. And you have to first address all of this, look at it, and then decide what you want to do with it. Do you want to keep it, or do you want to move through it? So Venus and I are here at the helm of you moving through, because we got great things happening for Oceanside. This is only the beginning. We're looking so forward to continuing our journey with you. So I am Kellie Davis. Let me reintroduce myself. I am a citizen, a productive community advocate. I am here for Oceanside. And today I check in and I feel hopeful. I feel amazed. I feel vibrant. I feel ready. I feel so good, an anticipation of all the yummy stuff that's coming. That's how I am consciously choosing. I am consciously choosing a different way. And as I said, this has nothing to do with religion, or it can have everything to do with religion if you feel so moved. If you are a person of faith, go to your Quran, go to your Bible, go to the Torah, go to any of the books that our ascended masters help put together for us. And look, if you're agnostic or atheist, that's okay too. Give yourself the right story and make it a good one. Venus Johnson shared some amazing affirmations on her site, and she will talk a little bit about that. But give yourself a story to stand on, an affirmation. If you chant, if you sing, put on some really good music and get yourself moving. Dia de la Soltera. I've been putting her stuff up because she gets you moving. How about Tina Fitzgerald over at Community Yoga? Oh my goodness, there's so many things here in District 3 in Oceanside. We also been contacted by Hillary Sepulveda, and this weekend there is a wellness festival and fundraiser. We will share that as well. You know, I just met Hillary, and she inboxed me and she said, you know, I like what you're doing. I looked at her thing and I said, I like what you're doing too. So check that out. Let's start to heal Oceanside and let's come together. So Venus, let me check in with you, beloved, and let me just thank you, and I'll try not to get emotional. I will try not to get emotional, but if there was, we're going to do this for now until we get you in the White House. So and then after that, we're still got stuff to do together. And I just want to say, to have young people like you have galvanized so many young people that started to be interested in my campaign. And I felt quite smug with myself. I said, look at the young people, looking at me, looking at Venus. So Venus, let's check in with you, beauty. How you doing today?
I am doing phenomenal. I am filled with so much gratitude and grace and optimism and resilience and hope. I feel amazing today. Thank you for checking in with me. And just because you mentioned it, before I get started on my tangent, and hopefully not too emotional, I will, because you mentioned the affirmations that I did. One of the affirmations was, regardless of the outcome, I am supported. And that is truly how I feel. I feel regardless of this outcome at a local level, at a state level, at a national level, I feel very much so supported. And the reason being is because as we galvanize through this campaign, we got to meet such amazing people, such amazing organizations that were like-minded, or that even helped bring their vision to our light. And so when you really take a time to listen to the people who are already doing the work, the organizations that are here, and just Oceanside alone in our community, you feel so much support and hope because you see there's so many people that are doing such amazing work. And Kellie has been the person to truly bridge the gap between the community, the organization, and the voice that needs to give voice to those organizations. So with that being said, regardless of the outcome, I feel very, very much so supported, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm also gentle with myself during this transition, as I know that transitions are not usually easy. Change is a process. It's not always easy. There's always times of discomfort. And that's natural in a transitional moment. So I'm gentle with myself, but I'm yet still very much so hopeful. And before I get too far, I definitely want to thank the Most High for, as I am a woman of faith also, the Most High for just placing such an amazing movement. And I call this a movement for various reasons here in my path, and the people that have also come in my path, especially Kellie, especially Samuel, especially their family, their loved ones, and of course, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing family. And as my parents also, Thomas, my dad, Lisa, my mom, Lisa, my dad, Thomas, and my little brother, Tabit, they all had very integral roles in the campaign as well. You know, sometimes most of the videos, the vote forward, all the voting videos that you saw me in, a lot of the times they were the ones recording. They were the ones reading the script to me. They were the ones making sure the lighting was okay, you know, so they also had very integral roles in the campaign. And even my extended family back home, as many of you know, I'm a military brat, so a lot of my family is from Alabama. They were even calling in, making sure, how's Kellie doing? You know, all of my friends, my wonderful Howard friends, they all called, how's Kellie? How's Kellie? It got to the point where I would ask my friends, oh, how are they and, you know, their boyfriends and girlfriends, and they would respond, well, how are you and Kellie? And so it really became, you know, Kellie truly was so much supported by all of my friends and family members. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the friends and the mentors that I have gained throughout this movement. And again, while I call this a movement because it goes back to even in 2018 when I was crowned Miss Oceanside Princess. Before I was crowned that night, I had already felt as though I won. Reason being is because I overcame myself. I was standing on the shoulders of my ancestors, and I truly just put myself forward, put all of my vulnerability forward. I was rocking my natural hair in a time where I completely was, you know, just not comfortable with my natural hair. Candidly speaking, I was very natural on my natural beauty, and I was just purely, authentically me. And to be able to overcome myself and stand on stage and put my vulnerability on stage for everyone to see, and to put myself in the light so that young girls who look like me could see that a princess, an Oceanside princess, a pageant girl could look just like me, very natural and authentic with the afro and, you know, bare to minimum makeup. To put myself in that position, I had already felt like I had won. I was already crowned before actually physically being crowned. And so in this campaign, this is a movement because although we didn't win, in my heart and my eyes, we already won, because we showed all the young girls that look like us, all the young people that look like us, and those who don't, that it's possible, that we deserve to have a seat at the table, that we can fill these spaces, and it's totally okay. And that should be the new standard. And once we, you know, once we change the narrative and hold the standard to our position and to a higher standard, it really creates a movement for this generation, for generations to come. So in my eyes, we won just in that simple manner. So I'm so thankful. I'm filled with so much gratitude. Even if we just go back to how I got aligned with the campaign and how 2 years have gone by where Kellie and I were not communicating at all. And the pandemic is bringing me home, and she's getting ready for the campaign. And I'm home here in Oceanside, missing Washington, D.C. and Howard University. Like, what am I going to do now? I miss my life. I miss my college life. I don't want to be at home with my parents. And realizing that the entire time behind the scenes, this amazing opportunity was brewing and just waiting for me to come home and for me to join with Kellie. So that truly is a testament to, you never know what's going on behind the scenes. It's never what it seems like. It's never what it looks like. Just to remain hopeful and optimistic and just filled with gratitude. Truly, Is everything. So if I keep on going, I might shed a tear. So I'm gonna just stop right here and just say that I'm feeling amazing. I'm so happy that we checked in. I'm so happy that some of you watched my affirmations, and even if you didn't, I will reshare them. And another one that I will end my little rant on is one of the affirmations was, I prioritize my peace, safety, and joy. And in this time of transition, in this time of renewal, as we have new offices coming in, new city council members, new mayors, just realize that everything is everything. Prioritize yourself, your peace, and your safety, and your joy, and all will be well. Thank you.
That is so awesome. And as we continue with the Thanksgiving, I do want to take a moment and give a special shout out to a wonderful woman named Genevieve Wonder. And why I'm mentioning Genevieve, if you're listening or if you hear this later, she was the first person when I came to Oceanside back in 2014. I was driving a car in the parade for, I believe, I don't want to say the wrong organization, but I believe it was for the North County African American Women's Association. The daughter that I share, Kellie Davis, asked if they needed drivers. So I ended up getting into the parade that way initially. And we were following the Oceanside Cultural Arts Foundation, that's OCAF. And I heard about the Oceanside International Film Festival. And of course, since I'm a producer and writer and such, I was like, oh. So I volunteered. And while I was volunteering, Genevieve Wonder came up to me, who was part of OCAF at the time, and asked me to consider becoming a board member. And from that moment on, and I later did become a board member as well as the outreach coordinator for the organization, Genevieve Wonder has always reached out to me for one thing or another. I certainly reached out to her when I was on Oceanside Spectrum as the host. Big shout out to CJ Minto, who's doing an awesome job, by the way. I love that woman over there at the Oceanside Public Library. But I wanted to acknowledge that there are people out there that can see talent, that can see recruitment. And I got such a big dose of Oceanside in a great way from first meeting that woman. So Genevieve, I just want to say thank you for that. I also want to make sure that I get a shout out to Mary Lou De La Rosa. I'm coming back for you, Mary Lou. We had some of our information in Tagalog, but there's a number of things that I'd like to continue to work with Mary Lou, including our seniors. I definitely want to thank Vanessa Graziano for just meeting her. That awesome piece of woman beast over there at the Oceanside Homeless Resource, and Kelly Louisi of the Homeless Veterans of San Diego, Max DePosti of our Gay Resource Center, LGBTQIA Resource Center. These people definitely sewn into our campaign. I cannot forget to mention Oscarin Ortega. And by the way, to be announced, I can't tell you, but Oscarin and I are going to be working on some things, and that will be announced on these pages. So stay tuned for that. And I do want to thank, again, when Venus and I got together, it was almost like I employed her family or something, because her mother gave me tips. First of all, just shout out to Lisa Johnson of being a wonderful human being. And she's very involved with Toastmasters. When I started writing the speech and such, I got her input as well as Heather Conklin's input, Greg Snare's input, big shout out to Greg Snare as well. And I felt for a moment there, I'm just using all of Venus's people, because then I used Ebony, which is Venus's cousin. She did our website. So there you go there. And then Ashley, she kept visiting us when we were going out and doing food. We would go out and do donations and such. And you know what? Not only is she not from here, Venus, tell them where Ashley's from.
Ashley is from Alabama. And when I tell you, Ashley is one of the biggest Go Kellie Davis for Oceanside City Council. She is a middle school teacher in Alabama, in a small country town in Alabama. And I can tell you, all of her students go Kellie Davis. And even though they're all the way in Alabama and can't possibly vote for you, and they're underage, but they support and love you so much just because, and that's just a testament, you know, it takes a village. And my family was truly very much so dedicated. And once they realized how much I was dedicated and how much I loved doing all of my work with Kellie, they also quickly fell in love with helping and sowing any type of seeds as they could too.
It's been that way. And Mia and more, I tell you, from day one, she is an Oceanside resident that now lives in Texas, but it's as if she has been here in District 3. I mean, again, the amount of love that I received. And because my husband and now Venus, I have to tell you, I have adopted the Oceanside High School as my new high school. You know, of course, big shout out Ann Arbor Pioneer, you know, Marjorie Pierce, sorry, I'm not here on River Rat. And I just want to say again, while we're here with Marjorie Pierce, small world. Did you know Marjorie? No, you all don't know. I'm gonna tell you, Marjorie Pierce and I are from the same hometown. That's Ann Arbor, Michigan. Of course, we went to school at different times, but big shout out to Marjorie Pierce for being available when I was asking things like, okay, wait a minute, I have a whole different understanding, help me. Always ready. We have so many phenomenal human beings here in Oceanside. And I just don't, one of the reasons why Venus and I wanted to run, I did want to become part of the rhetoric. I think there are more of us that are aligned. And sometimes, you know, I've gone on some of these Facebook groups and such, and it can get a little, well, it can get a little terse. It can get a little, you know, some things are jangling discords. That's right. Let's talk about it that way. And I do hope that those pages and the people, the admins and such, are able to facilitate some of the concerns and upheaval, and that they will do like Venus and I and say, well, you know, Ryan Keim is District 3. Peter Weiss is for District 4. Esther Sanchez is the mayor. Let's do this. Let's find ways that we can come together and heal. So with that said, moving forward, let's move forward. So Venus, the Venus Johnson, and she will be putting her website. Well, you don't have a website yet. You have a Facebook page and you have your community like page. Venus has decided to accept the task of this, well, next year's Women's March, January 2021. It'll happen. I'm going to turn it over to her for her to tell you a little bit about that. So one of the things that we're going to do moving forward is the Women's March. Most of this stuff will be on Venus's pages, but I will share it so you all can then go to her page and find out more. It's important for me that we help our young people, that we support their endeavors. And Venus has some high vision with this, and I am going to be a support. This is not me. This is Venus Johnson, and I am all about that. I will also, because I'm a little bit of a mama bear with Venus, is this beautiful young woman plans to go to law school. As you know, she is a junior at Howard, and this is the time that we begin to look at what grad school and such looks like. She has already put out there, she is very interested to going to Stanford. So if we have any Stanford alumni that's listening to this, I can't think of a better person to advocate for than Venus Johnson, who will be a lawyer and is looking to go to Stanford. So that's part of our campaign, is to make sure that we support her in both of those endeavors. Monday, it looks like we're going to do something around voting and how to get people more politically active and such, obviously very much aligned with Venus. And we'll talk about maybe some of the measures that we supported. And where do we go from here? Because some questions have been raised about, okay, now that people can vote, or now that we can do this, what does that look like? Often I find that we say certain things, but there's not anyone there to help implement it. This is where my skill set comes in. I'm a project manager. Yeah, they say producer, but that's what that is, a glorified project manager. I go and I have a crew, and it's basically, I run my own company every time I produce an event or a show. So this, I'm going to use my skill set to support our students. Big shout out to Addie Lyon, Ian Clark, Emmanuel Prince, Lee Williams. I have been so enriched by these young people who are taking the mantle and running with it. So Venus, share a little bit about the upcoming Women's March and tell them where to find you, how to get involved.
Yes, so I have the honor and privilege to be helping and spearheading the North County's Women's March this year. The march will be held in January 23rd. However, right now we are already starting to plan. We are already starting to look and see what this Women's March looks like. You know, the type of organizations that we want to work with, the type of information that we want to disseminate through this Women's March, and just all of the different and many facets that we will have at the Women's March. So I want to make sure that our youth members turn out this Women's March, that it becomes something that the entire North County is talking about. Like, wow, did you see all of those youth members turn out at the Women's March? You know, so I'm really trying to revolutionize this Women's March. And with that, I need support. I need other people to help me and get involved. You know, it doesn't take one person. It always takes a village. So I'm still looking for my village, and I'm always willing to add more people to my village. So with that being said, we do have an upcoming Women's March meeting. It'll be tomorrow at 6:30. And if you're interested, I will drop the Zoom link down below, and it's available to anybody in North County. It's available to anyone who is interested and who feel, even if they just want to listen, if they're like, yeah, I want to be involved, but I'm not sure how yet. You're not sure how your positioning will be yet. You're not sure if you can fully commit. Just come into the meeting, introduce yourself, and come or leave leisurely. It's definitely fine. There's no hard strings attached. We just want a voice, and we just want to be heard, and the Women's March is a wonderful place to do so. So I will be dropping the Zoom link in the comments, and also I will drop my contact information so you can reach out to me. If you don't want to join in on this upcoming meeting, you can plan to be on a next meeting. Just reach out to me, let me know. It takes a village. We need support. And even if it's not you who wants to be a part of the Women's March, but you know someone who does, let me know, reach out to me, and please stay in contact. And as Kelly mentioned, besides the Women's March, I am a Howard student looking to go to law school. And also I am a pageant girl. So I will be running for Miss California International in some coming months. So I'm also gearing up for that. So if any way you would like to support or just wish me a good luck, you can definitely do so. I'll drop my contact information in the comments. And again, it's time for us to use our voice and use our platforms and speak out. And the Women's March is a perfect way to do so. So please join if you can. If you can't, please just keep it in the back of your mind. Maybe you can find some time to do so later. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to all the great things that you are manifesting. I am in support. I am just delighted to be a part of your journey, and it's been such a wonderful journey. So moving forward, my community coffee with Kelly will still happen. Maybe now we could actually do it at a certain time every week instead of it being, is it this time, is it that time? We will look into that. And so if you are particularly in Oceanside I certainly give first sort of dibs to District 3, but it's really all of Oceanside. I will be inviting the rest of North County, maybe even other parts of San Diego, but really I wanted my Kellie for Oceanside to be a very local politics. You know, and let's see what that looks like. Maybe we talk about some of the city council minutes. Maybe we, you know, we do that as well as have a community coffee where we can introduce our businesses locally. I have to say, I'm still very primary on creating new revenue streams for our households. And what does that look like? Generating ideas on how we can support our households with new innovative ways of looking at our finances. Maybe it's money, maybe it's just simple as money management. We did in our last talk of put in the comment area the Debtors Anonymous link, and people are like, well, I don't need any because I'm not. Well, you know, we might come through some lean times. This is a very interesting time that we're in, and maybe taking that personal responsibility to navigate your financial spaces as well, and just take a look at it. Just take a look at it. See if you can surrender all judgments around yourself and your finances. Just notice the stories. You don't have to change anything. Just notice the stories that you've been telling. Well, I don't have to do it because I took home economics when I was 9. Yeah. Just look at it and consider that maybe we all need to look at our finances differently and moving forward. So with all that said, Venus, do we need to say anything else? We checked in, didn't we?
We did. We surely did. And I think that might have been good enough. What do you think?
I think we are all set. So this is Kellie Davis and the Venus Johnson saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you do want to stay connected, we do have an email blast. You can contact us at info@Kellie Davis for Oceanside. And that's another way that you can keep in touch. We will have announcements that way. So Oceanside, it has been a thrill. We will be back on Monday. Oh, and before I leave, I will be on the Sustainable Urban Network on Saturday, both Venus and I. Do not have the time yet, but we will be on the Sustainable Urban Network. Sonia Robinson, thank you so much for having us back on. And until next time, Oceanside, thank you for listening.